I think it's the best of me. I can't seem to understand how you do this to me. I was on casualty until you stopped my heart and you made me see.
Welcome back to RL Talk. Today, me and Josh are going to be reviewing week 4 of RLCS.
Hello. So, I'm sorry for not being here for the past few weeks. Hopefully I can make it up to today and for the next 2 weeks by always being committed and doing the episodes. I think we're okay to start with my predictions for North America.
Okay, so unfortunately, what you just heard was kind of pre-recorded. Me and Josh have been trying for about 2 hours to record this, and basically it won't let Josh be recorded. It keeps on cutting him out. So I'm just going to speed run through all of these really quickly so we can get this out for you guys in time. And I promise, Josh will be back for the Monday, and we're going to get it out on the Tuesday or the Monday. I promise you guys will be here. So let me just go back and I'll just do all this real quick. So, first game of the game, Ghost versus Flight. Josh has Ghost to win 3-1. Then he has NRG versus Rogue for NRG to beat Rogue 3-1. He has the next game is Susquehanna Sonics versus Ghost. He has Sonics to win 3-2, so putting Ghost 1-1 for the day, which isn't too bad on a double day, but sometimes you probably want to get 2-0, but it's better than a 0-2. Then he has Rogue to beat E United 3-2, also putting Rogue on a 1-1 for their day. Then he has Space Station beating Pittsburgh Knights 3-1. And G2 beating Cloud9 in a 5-game thriller, which may be very decisive for Cloud9's season. So what that does for his league table is G2 4-0 at a +8 game differential, NRG second 4-1 at a +7 game differential, then the Sonics third 3-1 at a +4 game differential, Space Station 3-1 at a +3 game differential in fourth, Pittsburgh Knights 2-2 at a -1 game differential, Ghost 2-3 in sixth at a 0 game differential, and he has E United 7th 1-3 at a then he has Rogue 7th 2-3 at a -5 game differential. Then he has E United in 8th, 1-3 at a -3 game differential. Then he also has Cloud9, 1-3 at a -3 game differential. And then he has Flight in 10th, 0-5 and at a -10 game differential. So if these predictions are right for Josh, that could be very that could just be the end of their RCS stay for Flight. So for my predictions in North America, I also have Ghost beating Flight 3-1. Then I have Rogue beating NRG 3-2. I think this could be the downfall for NRG after losing to Space Station if they lose against Rogue. Then I have Ghost to beat the Sonics in a 5-game series. Then United to beat Rogue 3-1. Then I also have Space Station to beat Pittsburgh Knights 3-1. But instead of 5 games, I have G2 to beat Cloud9 in 3. So what that does for my table is G2 first 4-0 at a plus 10 game differential. Space Station second at 3-1 at a plus 3 game differential. NRG third 3-2 at a plus 4 game differential. Ghost at fourth 3-2 at a plus 2 game differential. Then the Sonics fifth 2-2 at a plus 2 game differential. E United sixth 2-2 at a 0 game differential. Sorry. Then Pittsburgh Knights seventh, also 2-2 at a -1 game differential. Then Rogue in 8th, 2-3 at a -4 game differential. Then in 9th, Cloud9, 1-3 at a -5 game differential. And then Flight in 10th, 0-5 and at a -10 game differential. So both me and Josh have Flight in a very bad position. So in Europe, our games for the day are Veloce versus Vitality versus Monaco, Veloce versus Endpoint, Reciprocity versus Barcelona, TSM versus Monaco, and Dignitas versus Mouse. So for Josh's predictions, he has Veloce to beat Singularity 3-1, Vitality to beat Monaco 3-1, Veloce to beat Endpoint in a 5-game thriller, Reciprocity to beat Barcelona 3-1, TSM to beat Monaco in a 5-game thriller, and Dignitas to beat Mouse in a very good 5-game thriller. So, what that does for his standings is Dignitas first, 4-0 at a +6 game differential. Then Vitality second, 4-1 at a +7 game differential. Then Veloce also 4-1 at a +5 game differential in third. Then Reciprocity 3-1 at a +5 game differential in fourth. Mouse 2-2 at a +1 game differential in fifth. Then Barcelona 6th, 2-2 at a 0 game differential. Endpoint 1-3 in seventh at a -3 game differential. TSM 1-4 at a -4 game differential in eighth. In ninth, Singularity 1-4 at a -7 game differential. And in 10th, Monaco 0-5 at a -10 game differential. So for both North America and Europe, Josh has the team in 10th 0-5 and at a -10 game differential, which should surely be the end of their season for them. But over to my predictions, I have Veloce to beat Team Singularity 3-1 as well. Vitality to beat Monaco 3-1. Veloce to beat Endpoint in a sweep, so 3-0. Then Reciprocity to lose to Barcelona 3-2. So Barcelona to beat Reciprocity 3-2. Monaco to beat TSM 3-2, and Dignitas to beat Mouse in a 5-game thriller. What that does for my league table is Dignitas first 4-0 at a +6 game differential. Vitality and Veloce second and third, so joint 4-1 at a +7 game differential. Barcelona fourth 3-1 at a +3 game differential. Reciprocity 5th 2-2 at a +2 game differential. Mouse 6th 2-2 at a +1 game differential. Endpoint 7th 1-3 at a -5 game differential. Then Monaco 1-4 at a -6 in 8th. Team Singularity 1-4 at a -7 game differential in 9th. And then TSM 0-4 and at a -6 game differential, which isn't the end for them, but it is also not very great. So, over to South America, our matches are Ints versus Most Wanted, X-Luki versus Advidity Esports, which is used to be Lotus, so now they're called Advidity. Sapphire versus the 3-point shooters. Advidity versus True Neutral, who were Aeon, so Aeon got dropped and they became True Neutral, and Lotus got acquired by Advidity. So that's game 4, Advidity versus True Neutral. Ints versus the 3 Sins, and True Neutral versus Sapphire. So Josh has Ints to beat Most Wanted 3-1. Novus AV to beat Advidity in a 5-game thriller. 3-point shooters to beat Sapphire in another 5-game thriller. Advidity to beat True Neutral 3-1. The 3 Sins to beat Ints 3-2. And Sapphire to beat True Neutral 3-1. So, what that does for his standings is Novus AV first 4-0 and at a +8 game differential. Advidity 4-1 and a +6 game differential. The 3 Sins 3-1 and at a +4 game differential. Then 3-point shooters 2-2 in 4th at a 0 game differential. Then Ints 5th 2-3 and at a -2 game differential. In 6th, Most Wanted 1-3 and at a -3 game differential. And then Sapphire in 7th 1-3 and at a -5 game differential. And True Neutral 0-4 and at a -6 game differential, which could be the end of them because there's only 7 games in South America rather than the 9 in North America and Europe. So for my predictions, I have Ints to beat Most Wanted 3-1, Lotus to beat Novus, not Advidity, sorry, to beat Novus AV. So for my predictions, I have Ints to beat Most Wanted 3-1, Advidity to beat Novus AV in a 5-game thriller, Sapphire to beat 3-point shooters in a 5-game thriller, then Advidity to beat True Neutral 3-1, then the 3 Sins to beat Ints in a 5-game thriller, and True Neutral and Sapphire to beat True Neutral 3-1. So what it does for the standings is Advidity first 5-0 and that's a +8 game differential. In second, Novus AV 3-1 at a +6 game differential. Third, the 3 Sins 3-1 at a +4 game differential. Fourth, Sapphire 2-2, 3 game differential. Fifth, Lotus 2-3 at a -2 game differential. Sixth, 3-point shooters 1-3 at a -2 game differential. Most Wanted is 7th, 1-3 and at a -3 game differential. And then True Neutral 0-4 and at a -8 game differential, which again could be the end of True Neutral because there are only 7 games in South America. So, to Oceania, where the standings are a lot easier to understand, Josh has the games are Renegades versus Canberra Havoc, Overt versus Mind Freak, Ground Zero versus Team Esper, and Cringe Society versus Fury. So, Josh has Renegades beating Canberra Havoc in a 5-game thriller, Overt beating Mind Freak in a 5-game thriller, Ground Zero beating Team Esper in 3-1. And then Cringe Society beating Fury in a 5-game thriller. So clearly Josh thinks all these Oceania teams are quite close. So, that for the standings, Josh has Ground Zero 2-0, and that's a +5 game differential. Then he has Cringe Society in second, 2-0 at a +4 game differential. Then third and fourth he has Fury and Mind Freak, both 1-1 at a +1 game differential. Then fifth and sixth he has Renegades and Overt, 1-1 and at a -1 game differential. Then in seventh he has Canberra Havoc, 0-2 and at a -4 game differential. And in last he has Team Esper, 0-2 and at a -5 game differential. For my predictions, I have Canberra Havoc to beat Renegades in a 5-game series. Then I have Mind Freak to beat Overt 3-1, Ground Zero to beat Team Esper 3-1, and Cringe Society to beat Fury in a 5-game thriller. What that does for my standings is Ground Zero first, 2-0 at a -5 game, at a plus game differential. Sorry, Cringe Society second, 2-0 at a +4 game differential. My Freak third, 2-0 at a +4 game differential as well. Then Fury fourth, 1-1 at a +1 game differential. Canberra Havoc 1-1 at a -2 game differential in fifth. Renegades 6th, 0-2 and at a -3 game differential. Then Overt 7th, 0-2 and at a -4 game differential. And then last and probably least, Team Esper 0-2 and at a -5 game differential. Do they have
pass shot set? You got another test up here against Reciprocity. So if you have questions about whether or not Veloce are consistently good, I just couldn't think of a better way to say that. The point is, Veloce are here to stay. Their play style works. It's successful. They just took down the best defense in Europe, and they made it work, James.
You know, Casio has my...
I think I need therapy when my feet gets the best of me. I can't seem to understand.